All right, what's going on? It's Camel Money Beats, and I'm here today with another video. And I actually think that a lot of people should take the time to think about even small things like this. Now, when I'm working with somebody, oftentimes I get a question about, hey, Cam, how much time should I spend on X, Y, and Z? Or how much time per week should I be doing something, towards this career or whatever, path that I'm on? And, it's like there are certain things that are very cut and dry that, yes, you shouldn't spend more than this much time on X, Y, and Z. But oftentimes, if you're in a place where you're thinking about time and you're thinking about, what's the least amount that you can get away with, it's not always the best place to be. Okay, so when I was talking with this artist, I told him this concept was like, look, do you understand the concept of, you get in, you get out what you put into it? And he said, yeah, I totally get that. I said, okay, there's another book that I would suggest for you to read. And he said, what's that? And I brought it here today. It's called Be Obsessed. I'm going to put it closer to the camera. It's called Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. Okay. So I would highly suggest it's a quick read. It's a really small book. I'm really usually not the one to plug these types of things. But there's a very important message, and even just the title, even if you don't read the book, that the title says it all. Be obsessed. I'm gonna bring it closer again. Be obsessed or be average. Okay. So I was showing this to that artist. I said, look, I would take the time, I would read this book, and it will give you a different perspective on it. And he said, okay, I mean, but why does he say that as the title? And I said, well, let me explain. You see, in anything that you want to do, whether you're making your own business, whether you're an artist, whatever you want to do, like, there are millions of people doing what we're all doing. There's millions of beat makers, there's billions of promoters, there's billions of rappers, there's millions of all these kinds of guys, right? So what is separating the average people to the people that have elevated, right? If you really think about what's going on with that, like, sure, maybe there's better music, maybe there's better promo, there's better all of these things. But to get to all of those points, what happens first? And in my opinion, what happens first is that these guys have spent the time, excuse me, they've spent the time to dive in to everything to a small detail of just constantly learning and growing, and what can turn into an obsession. They become so obsessed with, like, okay, how do I get my song sounding this way? How do I get my video promo looking better than that guy? How do I, okay, let me dive into YouTube. Let me dive into whatever. Let me hire this guy to help me out. It's a constant thing that you got going on, and you oftentimes become obsessed with it. And I'm gonna say this, like, the wrong people around you are not gonna like that, right? It could be a friend, it could be a girlfriend. I mean, if there are people that are supportive of you, they will understand this obsession, because what will start to happen with you if you become super obsessed with your passion or something that you want to turn into a career is you're obviously going to be spending much more time on that thing. And these other things that you used to do more of, maybe you used to kick it more with the homies, maybe you used to just go out on more dates, all of that stuff kind of slows down because you start becoming obsessed with what you want to do. You're spending more time writing, you're spending more time learning, you're spending more time trying and failing, and it's just, you just keep going at it. And the more you become obsessed with what you got going on, the further and faster it will push you and have you grow. That's just been from my experience, is that I really became more obsessed with what I do, and I've done much more things in only a few months span than I did for years. Because for my personal situation, it was just something that was nice to be there. But then when I really wanted to turn it into a career, I was like, I need to figure out how can I push this thing to the next level. And that's when I became obsessed with understanding what am I really doing here? What can I do? Who do I want to work with? What do they need? And once you be kind of going down this road, once you start going down this road, then you really start to see all the dots of the things that you need to learn. Now, let's say in your example, if you're an artist or a rapper or whatever, you know, you can obviously get crazier with this than you need to be, right? So if you're a rapper, maybe you become more obsessed with, writing and recording and promo and things like that. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you also have to now learn how to make beats or film music videos or do TikTok dances and whatever. Can you take that to another level and become even obsessed in those things for your own future? Absolutely. There are people that do that. I think even the artist Trey Songz, as an example, he talks about how in the beginning he was actually doing a lot of his own film work and stuff, and he had become obsessed with being his own cameraman and doing editing and everything like that, which took him to the next level. So it absolutely can be a part of it, but it's like understanding, what things that you're struggling with, and instead of having that be a fear and having that be something that, you don't want to confront or look at, it's something that you use as a roadmap to, like, okay, I need to become obsessed with promo, or I need to become obsessed with making content for my social media on a consistent basis because I see that that's working. I see that people are blowing up and going viral on TikTok, and I want to become obsessed with knowing how to do that. Whether I post and fail for a month or two until it happens or whatever it's going to take, but I'm going to become obsessed with knowing how to do that. So if there's any tip for the day, definitely, if you have a chance, read this book. I don't have any kind of, affiliation. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Grant Cardone and everything like that, but I don't get paid from telling you about this type of thing. I'm not at that level yet. Grant, if you want to though, hit your boy up. But yeah, I'm not at a place right now for that kind of thing. I'm just purely here, just sharing what has worked for me so that it could hopefully work for you. So if you're at a place, this is a shameless plug, obviously. If you are at a place and you want to become obsessed with things, but you don't know where to start, I'm telling you first to start with this book, but then second, if you need help or you want to kind of have someone to work with to kind of point you in the right direction, definitely feel free to DM me or email me, and I'd love to help you out to understand what things for you to focus on so that you can become obsessed with the right things and so that you can get growth from there so that you're not basically being average. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about anything in general, you want to learn about something, you just have a random question that's music related, definitely drop it down in the comments or DM me or email me, and I'd be happy to make a video on that. So I hope you guys have a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.